Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
1212.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
1212.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name's Colin Roberts and I'm one of 2 commissioners in the world famous and frankly unbeatable Hofmeister Liga. This year, for our 4th season, the 27-2018 season, we're expanding to 28 teams. We're taking the game that you love and making it even better. There's a whole host of things that we're going to be discussing over the course of the next hour. Obviously the crux, the main thing we're going to be talking about is the draw. 3 separate draws which will in many ways dictate how your next year looks. Will you be frustrated, sad, debilitatingly upset at everything that happens? Or will you be the new Ryan, the new Nathan, the new Tom Woodhead? Let's hope not, he's dead. Either way, over the next hour we're going to have some fun, we're going to have some good times, and we are going to get stuck into fantasy football. Now, before we continue, it would be unfair of me to do anything without involving one of my best friends, one of your best friends, because he makes all this magic possible. That man is Gareth Dobson, so we're going to call him up now. We're going to get him on the phone and we're going to talk to him about what's to come. Gareth, here we come. We're coming for you, my friend. Let's hope this works. Good grief. Oh God. Right, well it was going quite well. Give me a moment. I reckon I can make this work.
Commissioner, good evening.
Gareth! God, it's good to hear your voice there. I'm excited to hear you. I'm excited to have you on the line.
I'm very excited to hear from you too, sir.
Good
this
grief.
Is magnificent. Sorry, hello, Norwood calling.
Nil pois. That's how many you could be receiving this year if you draft badly, Gareth. Of course, that's not something that you'll be doing this year, I'd imagine.
Well, I like to think that I put in some time and research. I do love the draft situation, and I think it brings out the best in me. And, of course, brings out the best in many of our competitors.
Absolutely.
It's one of the highlights of the year.
So tell me, let's get on to highlights. Let's get on to things that are changing this year. Let's talk about, for a start, let's talk about the decimal point. It's probably the thing that that's produced the most memes, for want of a better term. But it's arguably a change that really isn't going to be much of a change, except I think the game might be a little bit easier to understand. What's your take on it?
It is interesting. That you're right, there's been a lot of chatter from the pros about it. I don't think they can quite grasp how both seismic and unseismic this situation is. Essentially, it's the same points, but just a little bit smaller. The relativity is the same. Your best players will still outperform your average players by the same margin. I think it's going to help people with their decision making when picking up players, understanding the difference between, if they're choosing between a couple of defenders, really seeing who is the better performer. And I really think we're ultimately going to embrace it. And I think that, Tom's Law will come in. Cotton Law is going to be seen as one of the defining points of the modern Fantrax era.
I couldn't agree more. Obviously, we've got a few big announcements this evening. A lot of announcements we have covered in the chat. A lot of things we've gone through. We've got the first introduction video actually tonight, Gareth. And that comes from AFC Jason Bournemouth, Noah Wright's team. Now, we've both seen this.
We have.
It sets the bar pretty high, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not surprised coming from Noah. I think he's the one of the ones who's really contributes to the visual qualities of the league. He's a very smart man, a very funny man.
He is.
I'd like to think that it inspires people. They see what can be done on a quick turnaround on the low budget, and they'll really be wanting to do the same and match that.
As well as that, we've also got a team change announcement, a name change, which we'll be getting to actually shortly. Any thoughts on that? Anyone else that you're expecting to change team names that perhaps hasn't yet? Is it something that you've entertained?
I have to admit that I'm happy with mine. I feel that I'm building the brand of Guilty Pleasures. It helps when you have a player in your team name who I think resonates across the league. I think he's a fairly beloved character. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay with him. But I have heard word that one of the most notorious members of the league is thinking of retiring his Manchester United right back and is looking at possibly a new name.
Good grief! Wow, that's something that we'll be very interested in. Of course, you can't build a team around right backs and left backs, Gareth. We know that for sure.
Would be ridiculous. Not in the first round.
Not in the modern game, Gareth. Not in the modern game. So the draft's 2 weeks today.
Yes.
Obviously, in an hour's time, we'll be releasing your draft board alongside everything else in the handbook. Is it 22 pages? I think the handbook when we finished it this afternoon.
I believe so. When we finish the key formatting, it's a nice tome. It's a proper bathroom read. I think you're going to have a really pleasurable time on the throne just perusing from it, and it is a reference guide throughout the year. There's a lot of repeat questions. It's like most weeks you get, how many points for a goal, or how many points for this, and it should be there. It's a PDF. You can save it on your phone. You can print it out. You can leave it in your bathroom in a nice bound edition.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will be a tool that people find useful.
I hope so. And I know you especially put a great deal of time into the handbook, and I think it's something it's something to savour, something to cherish. Gareth, I'm going to leave you there. I've got a couple of other people to speak to.
Of course.
Before we get on to the draw, any final words before I get into it?
I wish everyone luck. I hope everyone gets the picks that they would like, and I just really want Harry Kane.
And there we go. Gareth Dobson, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We'll try and catch up with you later on, and good luck in the draw, my friend.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you very much, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gareth Dobson there, my fellow commissioner, and one of the best guys you could ever really hope to meet. Anyhow, we've got a couple more people that we want to speak to live on the phone before we get to the draws. Short conversations, but some scene setting. Now, we're going to try and get through to somebody who's in Los Angeles now, so you'll have to bear with me because we are going to fire up the satellite. So give me a moment, and we're going to try and get a hold of this man. Let me see what we can do here. Let me see if this works. I realise this isn't great television, but unfortunately... Oh. I got them, and then it didn't work. Right, hang on, let's try this again. It's because I've got so many things going on. And I mean that in every sense.
Hello.
Ryan Lofthouse! Hello, Ryan. It's great to talk to you. There is a bit of a delay here. We are live via satellite, so you'll have to forgive the delay. Ryan, we don't have an enormous amount of time, but as last season's winner, I just wondered if you had a few words for the league. Anything luck you want to wish? Anything that you haven't had a chance to address the league really since that glorious victory 2 months ago? And is there anything that you wanted to pass on? Maybe some pearls of wisdom.
No, definitely. The main thing for me is that obviously it's what a tremendous honour it is to have the league named after you, a division named after you. I mean,
of course.
At the same time, you kind of after you've won it once, you sort of you tend to think, what is my motivation? But the idea of having 2 divisions named after me next year is, that's a real quiz as far as I'm concerned.
Of course. Now, obviously, you don't want to give away your tactics, but are there any specific players that you've really got your eye on at this stage?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was talking to a colleague of mine earlier, and I was saying to them that, what's the most exciting thing about the draft is, let's face it, let's say the first 8 to 10 picks, they pretty much map out who that's going to be based on the best players and loyalty to the team that you actually support. Yeah, it's like mostly Arsenal or Spurs. Yeah. But then that's the really exciting thing about this is that in an hour's time, you pretty much know who your first pick is going to be. So that I'm just tremendously excited for all this to start. What a fantastic season! Obviously, last season was a lot of hard work.
It was. And
you
deserved the victory
to stop the football.
You put the work in. Ryan, I'm going to ask you one more question before I move on. I got one more interview to do before we move on to the draw. Sure. You're a champion. There's not many of you. There's 3 in total, and one of them sadly passed away. Who are you tipping aside from yourself for 2017-18?
I think, you know, I mean, Gareth is always there or thereabouts, former reigning finalist.
Yeah.
James Moore, fantastic player. I mean, you kind of can't get out of the way of Imran's sheer ambition.
You just can't get out of the way of Imran, full stop.
Think,
he's just always there, isn't he?
Exactly. I mean, you know, the fact that he's absolutely devastated that he couldn't just win and leave. That's going to be what's really, you know, motivating this season.
Of course. Look, Ryan, I really appreciate you taking the time out there in Los Angeles. I know you've got a lot of important things going on. You're an important guy who I believe is on an international tour there with
many events
with many people. Thank you very much for joining me, Ryan. I really appreciate it, and we'll be speaking to you during the season.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ryan Lofthouse there. A nice man, but a victorious man. And in many ways, it's difficult to like somebody who is just that much more successful at absolutely everything. But there we go. He's a good guy. You can't but love him. I've got one more person to call. We've got one more person to speak to now with a bit of exclusive news, and I'm pretty excited to share that news. So let's get on to that person now, and let's hope this works first time. I'd really love that. Oh, here we go. It's ringing. This is good, isn't it? Cool. I think I've got to work it now. David Martin, is that you?
Horsforth calling.
Horsforth. Sorry, I've just got you in my earpiece there. Lovely. Thank you very much for taking my call. Dave, you were finalist last year. You lost to Ryan, who we just spoke to. Have those wounds healed?
Do you know what? I thought they had. I was in a popular fast food restaurant with my kids today, and Hold Back the River came on.
Hold Back the River came on. Right.
It came on. I'm not afraid to admit that my entire season flashed in front of my eyes, and the way it ended, and I shed a tear, and I've obviously been. I've been holding back that river much too long. So I think it was a process that I needed to go through. That was cathartic, and now I'm ready.
Well, I appreciate that, Dave. As a key component of the Northern Powerhouse, do you feel there's a certain amount of responsibility that falls on your shoulders that you need to deliver for the poorest part of the country?
It is. We're a very proud people, and I was very proud of our performance last season. I think we had 3 of the 4 were in the playoffs, so that's pretty good going. And now we have a new 5th member, so I will be expecting the same high standards from him.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, like so many things in the North, you're there all the way and then just sort of fall away when it matters. Anyway, Dave, we're not here to discuss your failures or those of your region. We are here to discuss something quite important, which is the change of your team name. Dave, I know that the Hosworth Buccaneers name, or wherever you've lived, followed by Buccaneers, is something that's followed you from when you were in the Poverty Fantasy League and now into the Major League. What prompted the decision this year?
Well, I think that is a good point. I think I've had that name about 12 years. It was when the Glazers were taking over United, and people were joking that it would become Manchester Buccaneers, and so I've been Crossgates Buccaneers, I've been Morley Buccaneers, and now I've been Horsforth Buccaneers. Right. And there was a sort of a wandering sense in this franchise, and then someone important has sort of come into all our lives, and I needed that to be reflected in my team name. So of course.
Now, without naming this person, can you tell me what he means to you?
I mean, for a long time, he was the first person I would think about when I woke up. For a good few months of my life. Right. And bearing in mind I have 2 kids, that's pretty big. Of course. Well, it's just someone we can all look up to, and a good role model, a good way to live life, I think.
Of course, Dave. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put your new logo on the screen for everybody to see. and then we can have a little chat about it. Are you ready for that?
Very much so.
So, Dave, I've got the new logo for you there up on the screen right now. Should we talk through it? Should we talk through? Obviously, you've got the basis there of your original logo with actually the Buccaneers, the swords, the piratey swords, but obviously the head of Juan Mata is there.
The head of Juan Mata is there. That was the important part. So obviously we're the Horsforth Wanderers now. I mean, and then there is also the famous Horsforth skyline behind there. You'll all recognise that, obviously.
Yeah, of course. And the final component.
So there's a couple of components. I submitted a design to you, which you guys knocked back. So
we did.
So I decided to think. How can I curry Colin's favour in this? And so I've got a background of knobbly bobblies there.
Yeah. Which, we can see the knobbly bobbly there. And then do you want to talk to me about the Latin at the bottom there? I can't read it exactly here, but it looks like, is it Domus Collium Alternum?
Pomis Collium Alternum.
Okay, and can you talk me through what that means?
Okay, so that is lovely stuff. I've Google translated that into Spanish and then on into Latin. So that's what the motto is, because all mottos are in Latin,
right.
And actually comes back into English as Everlasting Hills, which I think reflects the Hofmeister Liga very well. You know,
fantastic. So
Ryan's obviously.
Just to clarify,
he's reached the peak.
Of course. So that's lovely stuff, twice translated. I really look, Dave.
Yeah.
I want to ask you: do you feel this is the difference maker? Do you feel this is the thing that gets you over the line, rather?
I think so. I think with Juan on our side, I think we can go on a long winning streak.
And will Juan be a Juan Mata be a sort of first round pick for you?
Good question. I'm not prepared to give that away.
Well, there we go. He's playing his cards close to his chest. Dave Martin, everybody, reigning finalist and now leader of the Hosforth Wanderers. Dave, it's been lovely talking to you. I hope you can sit back now and enjoy the draw, because we're about to start.
Thanks, Colin. Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. And Dave, thanks very much for joining me this evening.
Well, thanks for having me. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So there we go. 3 people there from 3 very different places, but all winners in their own right. And obviously the Hosforth Wanderers there join the ranks of the Hofmeister Liga for the next season, alongside 27 other teams, including yours and mine. Now it's time to go for the draws. I'm really excited. There's 2. The way this is going to work, you can see it on the right there. We're going to do the draw for the divisions, which hopefully you've got your numbers with you right now. We're going to do the draw for the divisions, and then we're going to do the draft order for each of those divisions afterwards. So without further ado, I think it's time to get on with the first draw, which is the draw for the divisions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for I'm back now, and as you can see right here is the draw. Loaded up here already are the balls for the first round of the draw, and the first round of the draw will be the commissioners. So the 2 balls in that draw are 12 and 22, 12 being Gareth Dobson's Guilty Pleasures and 22 being my Crabadine FC. Now the way we're going to be doing this is we're going to be taking turns between each division. So first up we will be drawing for Nathan's division, and then second Ryan's division, and we'll be alternating between those 2 for the rest of the evening. Now to keep this fair, I have purchased a white glove, and I think that's only fair, so there is absolutely no way I could have tampered with the balls. I've also ensured there is a camera on the balls, and you'll be able to see my eyes pointing at this camera whilst the balls are over here. So I've got my glove on there, and I think I am ready to begin the draw. So this season participating in the Nathan division, Gareth, I hope you're writing this down. In the Nathan division will be number 12, Gareth Dobson. That's number 12, Gareth Dobson. I didn't think about where I was going to put these balls, did I? Which means number 22. That's Colin Roberts, Crabadine FC. Will be participating in the Ryan division. Now, I'll show you next up, right here. Make that bigger for you. I've got the balls for the next round. So the next round features 7 participants. And those participants are as follows. Funeral for George Friend, which is Imran Ahmed's team. Rail Shithouse CF, which is Ryan's team. It'll Be All Bright on the Night, which of course is your man James Moore. AFC Young Devonians, which is Adrian Reed. Hosforth Buccaneers, now known as Hosforth Wanderers, which is David Martin. Insane Clown Pochettino, which is Matt De Cruz. FC Dynamo Zuma. I don't have my notes on that one. That's embarrassing. A perfect carrot hat trick, which is Peter White. So this is your big seeds. If somebody could remind me in the chat who FC Dynamo Zuma is, I'd really appreciate that. But I'm going to start drawing them anyway. So joining Gareth will be number 7, FC Dynamo Zuma. There you go, that's convenient, isn't it? It's Pete Flinton, I'm being told. It's Pete Flinton. Lovely stuff. Good. Didn't realise he did so well. So, that's in the Nathan division. Now in the Ryan division. Number 6. Number 6, of course, Insane Clown Pochettino. So Matt De Cruz will be in the Ryan division. Oh, number 69. I don't know how that got in there. Sorry, good grief. Next up in the Nathan division. Big contender. Number 1. Number 1 is Imran Ahmed's Funeral for George Friend. Funeral for George Friend there. Next up in Ryan's division. That's number 3. It'll Be All Bright on the Night. Number 3. James Moore in Ryan division. Next up in Nathan division. Number 2. Ryan Lofthouse. Now that group is getting very tasty very quickly, isn't it? Ryan Lofthouse there joins Nathan division, which is mildly amusing. Number 5, Hosforth Buccaneers. Hosforth Wanderers now join Ryan division. And the final 2 from this round, of course. Number 4, that's Adrian Reed's AFC Young Devonians. Join Nathan division. And finally, number 8, Perfect Cara hat trick joins the Ryan division. So that completes pot 2. We move on to pot 3 now. Pot 3. You just see here. There's another 7 in pot 3. So we'll put those in. Now, pot 3 features some big names. Matt Wing, Whiskers. Nathan, former champion Nathan. Will Nathan be in his division with Ryan? We'll find out very soon. I think we should get straight on here rather than messing around. Number 9. So that is Matt Wing in Nathan division. Good grief, that division is quite stacked, isn't it? Next up in the Ryan division. Number 16, Nathan Roberts is in the Ryan division. That's not going to get confusing. Next up, in the Nathan division, number 11, Tom Cotton's Olympiacos. Next up, from pot 3, is number 10. Number 10 goes into Ryan division, and that is FC Union Whiskers, of course, Northern Powerhouse's Whiskers. Next from pot 3, number 14. Number 14, that's Conte Dracula AFC. That is, of course, Jason Dobson's team, and they go into Nathan division. Two more balls left from this draw, of course. Number 13 goes into Ryan division, that's Batchwy for Lashes, Jamie Milton's team. See what interesting trades will be taking part in that division as the season goes on. And the final, I don't know why I'm swirling this round, the final ball pulled out to go into the Nathan division is number 15. That is Chris Duncan's Basic Instinct. Okay, we're moving on to the final original balls there. Those for you. Of course, after this, it will be the newbies. We have another 7 people in this, including the newly renamed Vicky Cristina Valencia, which of course is Johnny Simon's team. We have Offside Trap Clean for Claire Roberts, Gak Wheelchair, of course, LA's Raz Ralph, and a number of other competitors, I suppose. So first up, and joining the Ryan division this season, first out of the pot, number 19 there. So that will be Gak Wheelchair. Raz Ralph's Gak Wheelchair will be in the Ryan division. Number 18 joins Nathan division. Offside Trap Queen, Claire Roberts, Offside Trap Queen. There'll be some very interesting matchups there. Next up in the Ryan division, number 24, Krista Souza's 10 yards in the Ryan division. Looking forward to facing Krista Souza again this season. Good to know there's 3 or 9 points in the bag already. Next up in the Nathan division, number 23, Fiorentina Turner. Fiorentina Turner there, number 23. Dan Brader hoping for a better season after a poor year, it must be said. Next up in the Ryan, number 20. Number 20, Willian, it was really nothing. Hopefully Grits can get enough of himself together to actually successfully live through the rest of the season and compete. Number 17 is the penultimate from pot 4. That's Johnny Simon's Vicky Cristina Valencia join the Nathan division, and that can only mean number 21, AFC Jason Bournemouth. That's AFC Jason Bournemouth joins the Nathan division. Now, this, my friends, is full of rookies. 4 balls. Have they got any balls? We'll find out over the course of the season. Straight on with this. 25 is Fez, who's yet to name his team. 26 is AFC Stephen Love Island from Claire's boyfriend. 27 is Kazra's as yet unnamed team. And 28 is Bamos's Dean Football. So first up is an addition to the Nathan division. 28. Number 28, Dean Football. So Bamos will be cutting his teeth in the Nathan division next season. Who will be joining me in the Ryan division? Number 27, Kazra will be in the Ryan division. The penultimate balls to be drawn from the 2017-18 Hofmeister Liga divisional draw. Number 26, AFC Stephen Love Island will join both his girlfriend and some other lads in the Nathan division. That could be quite interesting. And finally, of course, number 25, Fez. Fez joins the Ryan division. That concludes the divisional draw. I hope you've enjoyed the first part of the draw. Now, the next up thing we have on the agenda before we get into the draft draws is the first of this season's introductory videos. Now, this person, Noah Wright, Noah got into the Ryan division this season, so he'll be joining myself, Chris Duncan. Sorry, no, he'll be joining myself, Matt Cruz, James Moore, etc., etc. So I think, well, I said this to Gareth earlier, and I said to him that I thought it was quite important that people saw this and saw this in this context, because I think of all the players in the league, AFC, Jason Bournemouth and Noah Wright have a tendency to deliver when delivering matters, and I think this introductory video is no exception. So without any further ado, this is Noah Wright's introductory video.
Couple young kings.
Look, man, I'm the one they all fear. I was the man of the year last year. Now I'm the man of the year for the second year straight, like nobody don't compare. And now I'm sitting on the top and I'm looking straight down, like holding, is anybody there? Shut down Malia, shut down Iceland, oh my god, this not fair. Look, man, I was on the roads when dizzy me, stop that. You're not a bad boy, stop that. Paintings on my WhatsApp. Yeah, they love when I drop that. I put my city on my shoulders. You ain't cold, I'm cold, I'm the coldest. Got my Adidas cracks on my knee, go top, you can't get this yet, man, I jokers. Yeah, look, I made a tune with Nick Jonas. They said I sold out, that's bogus. I do a fire in the park, 3 million views, now it's album time when I focus. Kill him with a Stangman sound, Stangman flow, Stangman down. Kill him with a Stangman sound, Stangman flow, Stangman down.
AFC Jason Bournemouth there, raising the, well, just raising the bar in a pretty immense fashion. He's obviously a talented fellow, and hopefully he can make that pay on the pitch this year. I think it's about time that he delivered in both respects. But if he doesn't, you know, it's a good giggle. Anyway, I think it's without any ado that we should proceed on to the draft draw. So here we go. Thank you very much for bearing with me. Obviously this is fairly difficult and interesting, but anyway, I'm going to put the balls now in for the Nathan Division draw and try and not drop them on the floor, otherwise it will become quite difficult. So, you know which division you're in, you know who you're playing with, and now it's time to find out where you'll be drafting. Now, in this are 14 teams. Teams from Gareth Dobson, Pete Clinton, Imran Ahmed, Ryan Lofthouse, Adrian Reed, Matt Wing, Tom Cotton, Jason Dobson, Chris Duncan, Claire Roberts, Dan Brader, Noah Wright, Bamos, and Claire's boyfriend. So, will Matt Wing pick 10th? Will Imran pick 10th? Have I in fact rigged the whole thing like I always do? There's only one way to find out, of course, and that is by beginning the Nathan Division draft draw. So, here we go. First pick in the Nathan Division Draft 2017-18 will be number 2, Ryan Lofthouse's Real Shithouse CF. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There will be some very, very raised eyebrows. Very raised eyebrows. Picking second. Number 1, Imran Ahmed. Number 1, Imran Ahmed's Funeral for George Friend. Pick second. That should be interesting. Picking third. Number 11, Tom Cotton's Olympiacos. Tom Cotton's Olympiacos. Picking 4th is number 4, Adrian Reed's AFC Devonians. I would say that 4th pick is a particularly interesting one this season. I think we know what 1, 2, 3 are. Picking 5th this season will be Bamos's Dean Football. A fairly fortuitous pick, I think, for the rookie. Gareth, I hope you're taking note of this because I've lost the order. Picking 6th, number 23, Fiorentina Turner. Van Breda there with the 6th pick in his league. We haven't got to 10 yet, and we haven't seen Matt Wing yet. Picking 7th, number 15. It's number 15, Chris Duncan's Basic Instinct. Picking 8th, number 12. That's Gareth Dobson with his Filthy Pleasures. Still no Matt Wing, still haven't got to number 10. Picking 9th, number 17, that's Johnny Simon's Vicky Cristina Valencia. Picking 10th, is number 14, Conte Dracula AFC. Picking 11th, FC Dynamo Zuma. Pete Flinton's FC Dynamo Zuma there with the 11th pick. Getting back into the tasty picks, I'd suggest now. Picking 12th, number 26 is AFC Stephen Love Island. That, of course, is your man Sarah Claire's boyfriend. 2 balls left. 13th is number 18, Offside Trap Queen. There we go. Which means at the very bottom, in many ways, number 9, Neville Wears Prada. So that is the draft order. We will round those up straight after. I shall now start loading the balls in, getting ready for the second draft order, which of course will be the Ryan division. So you join me now with the order for the Ryan division. The 14 names go into the bowl. So I think we should probably not hold on any longer. We should find out who's picking first. First pick goes to number 24. That's Chris D'Souza's 10 yards. Chris D'Souza there with the first pick in the Ryan division. Number 6. Number 6 is Insane Clown Pochettino there with the second pick. Third pick. So rookie there, Fez, number 25 picks third. Ooh. Oh god. We've all had a drink. Fourth pick, number 10. Number 10 is FC Union Whiskers. Whiskers will pick fourth. left in here. Hang on, 4. Yes, there is. 5th pick. It's number 3, which is, it'll be Albright on the Night. James Moore picks 5th. Sixth pick, number 21, AFC Jason Bournemouth. AFC Jason Bournemouth there, Noah Wright picks 6th. 7th pick, number 20. It's number 20 there, which is Martin Gritton. Martin Gritton's Willian, it was really nothing. Number 22, Colin Roberts picks. God, I've lost track. 8th, I think. God, help. Fucking hell. That's right, 8th pick. 9th pick, number 5, Bosforth Wanderers. 10th pick, number 8. That's Peter White's perfect Cara hat-trick. The 11th pick in the Rhine division. Number 19. Number 19, Gak Wheelchair. Razik Ralph's team there. 12th pick. Number 27, Kazra with the 12th pick there. Picking 13th is number 16, FC Inter Milan, former champion, Nathan Roberts. And finally, number 13, the 14th, but of course the 15th too, is Batshuayi for Lashes, Jamie Milton. And that concludes this season's draws. We'll be back with you in a moment to summarise. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side. So there we have it. 28 teams, 28 people, 28 dreams, collections of dreams. But how much can really happen in the next year? Does the draft position matter? Does being 14th and 15th mean you're going to get better players than if you're 1st and 28th? I don't know. But there's only one way to find out, and that is by playing the world's greatest sports league. You can be upset, you can cry repeatedly about your draft position, everything, but the bottom line is Gareth and I have spent an enormous amount of time putting together the season and getting pretty excited about where the next sort of year is going to take you. But the main thing I think we all feel is that we're a lot of friends having a good time, and more than anything we're looking forward to spending the next year with you. So thank you very much for joining me this evening for the draw, and I hope you enjoy the next year. We'll be spending it with you. Tune into the Telegram for a full rundown of all the draft picks, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you very much.